The following is a sponsored program paid for by Robin Gwaltney Group, RE/MAX Results. Welcome to Rochester Real Estate, featuring Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group, RE/MAX Results, and Andy Brownell. Here's Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk, 1340 KROC-AM and 96.9 FM.
Good morning. Welcome to our Rochester Real Estate program. I'm Andy Brownell with, it's not Robin Gwaltney from the Gwaltney Group, RE/MAX Results, but it's Krystal Jorgenson. Morning, Krystal.
Good morning. Hi, Andy.
Hi. Good to see you again, but you have a different name.
I do. I have a new name. I was previously Krystal Gillespie, and I was recently married, so now the new and improved version is Krystal Jorgenson.
Have you gotten used to that yet? Does that flow already?
No, I absolutely have not. I don't know how to sign my name. I don't know how to do any of that.
That's one thing. Yeah, when my wife went through that, I sympathized. I can't imagine, this is what you are. This is the name you've had, and all of a sudden you do the switch. But yeah, well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And you had great weather, I heard.
Great weather for the wedding, which was on September 7th.
So you were kind of risking it with outdoor stuff at that point.
We definitely were risking it. It was probably 80% chance of rain leading up to the wedding. We booked a tent, and it immediately right after we, made the tent deposit, the chance of rain went down, but it was worth it in the end because the tent was beautiful and everything turned out great, and it was better to have a backup plan than anything.
Well, that's fantastic. But wonderful to have that.
At the end of the day, I was still married, so the same thing happened regardless.
Yeah, it's just one's stressful, more stressful. It's going to be stressful either way, but one's going to be more stressful. Well, okay, it's been a while since we actually first met you as a member of the Gwaltney Group. Maybe we should get reintroduced. If anybody hasn't listened to that podcast or interested in knowing more about Krystal.
Okay.
How did you get to Rochester and a member of the Gwaltney Group?
Yeah, so I actually grew up in Salt Lake City, Utah, just north of Salt Lake City in a small town called Kaysville, Utah.
In the mountains, I take it?
Yeah, right at the base of the foothills of the mountains. So I moved to Minnesota when this was how long ago? Probably 8 or 9 years ago now. It's been a while. I've been here for a while. My mother's family is from the Twin Cities area, so I have family here. And then one of my family members lived in Rochester, and she just said, you should come down. It's a great community for young adults. You might be able to meet a special man, and, there are a lot of opportunities down here. So I moved to Rochester about 6 years ago, and I left a real estate position actually when I moved away from Utah. I was an office manager for a very small real estate brokerage. So we handled maybe 15 agents total. And then I moved to Minnesota and I went to college, so I wasn't working in real estate. And then it was always just something in the back of my mind. So then I have been licensed for about 4 years now. And I started with Robin Gwaltney right away when I got my license and have been on the team ever since.
And would it be fair to say that real estate's kind of been in your blood for a long, long time?
It definitely has been in my blood. My mom was a real estate agent part-time growing up. Her and her best friend both had their licenses as a part-time job. And my mom said I would always go along to showings with her. And so she's been taking me along since I was a little girl. And she said I was always the dreamer. I would always tell people, if you don't like the house painted this color that it is now, you can always paint it a different color. And I was kind of playing the little mini HGTV star even at a young age, because I would tell people that they could take down a certain wall. And at that time, I didn't know anything about remodeling, but ever since then, I have.
It's no problem. You just take that down.
Yeah, just take down that wall. It would create an open floor plan, says the 12-year-old girl on the house show.
Okay, well, that leads us to another aspect of probably, I guess, your expertise or your specialty area. You come with a special set of skills that not a lot of realtors have to offer to your clientele.
Yes. So I recently graduated from the carpentry program here at the technical college in Rochester. It was a 1-year program, and I did learn quite a bit. I learned about new construction and about framing and all of the different parts that go along. My class framed a house, and then we took it from framing all the way to finish work.
Oh, wow.
It was about a 9-month program. However, I had already been in the renovation business for quite some time since I moved to Rochester, so for about 6 years. And yeah, just been renovating houses one at a time here and there. And then finally I decided to make it official, and that's when I went to carpentry school.
So when you mentioned earlier the HD TV program, I mean, you're kind of living the life, right? The house flipper?
I do kind of live that life. It seems a lot more glamorous on TV, and they all seem to have crews that do the work for them, which I haven't quite figured that out yet, but I'm getting there. I kind of swing the hammer still myself. And my mom is actually one of my business partners, and then we kind of just have some friends here and there partner with us for different jobs.
So is there a favorite and least favorite part of the process for you?
Yes, my favorite part is the finish work. I like the design aspect of things, picking paint colors, tile, trim, cabinetry, light fixtures, the whole 9 yards. The worst part is all of the mechanical stuff that goes on in the middle, because, it's not fun. So it's not demo work. Demo work is always fun. You get to swing the sledgehammers and smash through the walls. And that's always a lot of fun. It's like the middle stuff with the electrical work and the plumbing work, and you're waiting for your HVAC guy and
the guts,
all of the guts. And you're just like, when is this going to happen? Oh, there's one more thing that just popped up. It's like a never-ending tale.
I went through building a house, so I do remember
yes,
that
it's very
process.
similar. It's very similar. You're eager to get to the drywall phase, because I feel like right after the drywall phase, it kind of just all comes together.
Seal it up, let's go.
Yes, exactly.
Is that? I imagine that's highly attractive for somebody who kind of has that mindset when they're looking for a home, that I'm looking at this home as kind of a starting point. Mm-hmm. And you can come in there and help throw some ideas at them, I imagine.
Yes, I do that quite often. I do both. A lot of people will, I work on new construction houses, and so I can help handhold a little bit and help pick finishes and offer a little bit of that design service guidance. And then I help people just buy houses that are turnkey move-in ready.
Yeah.
But a lot of my clients do come to me wanting to know, how can I get into a house, that might fit the budget a little bit more comfortably, and then from there, make certain renovations or upgrades, and I can help guide them through those processes.
Like this wall here has to stay. This
one
over here,
has
maybe.
To stay. This one's a maybe. Yeah, and I was also in the countertop business for a little while, and so I was able to deal with a lot of new construction that way. And I'm kind of a nerd where I can go into a house and look at a kitchen and almost like bid out the countertops. And so that's a big thing. I'll go into a house and be like, well, this right here is about 18 square feet of countertops, and for this material will be about this cost. And, so I can kind of help guide people through those things and show them that it doesn't take a ton of money to make a really nice, updated, fresh space for them to live in.
I'm just thinking colors. I'm the person, okay, I have this idea about the colors, but, obviously I think you would go, no, don't go there.
Colors are a big deal. And I do know that most people, when they buy a house, they move in and they paint.
Sure.
Even if the house is already, a neutral color, I feel like painting just adds such a personal touch to a house, and it is so personalized. So I feel like whether you move into a house that already has like bright yellow walls that you want to get rid of immediately, or you move into a house that's already gray and beige, you do end up doing a little bit of painting jobs.
It sounds like you have a lot to offer in the real estate business, that's for sure.
Well, thank you. I like to think so, and I think my clients would agree with that.
All right, we're talking with Krystal Jorgenson from the Gwaltney Group-RE results, and we have to take a really quick break, but we'll be right back after this. News Talk 1340, KROC-AM and 96.9 FM.
We'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney and Andy Brownell on Rochester Real Estate. This is News Talk 1340, KROC-AM and 96.9 FM. Welcome back to Rochester Real Estate with Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group-RE Results and Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk 1340 KROC-AM and 96.9 FM.
Welcome back, Andy Brownell and Krystal Jorgenson from the Gwaltney Group-RE Results, sitting in for Robin today. She kind of she's on a mini vacation, I think.
Mini vacation. It is work related, so she's down at a RE/MAX. It's called an elite retreat.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It is. I think she's having a lot of fun based on her Facebook photos.
Well, that's good. Well, glad to see you, Krystal. And we were talking about your carpentry skills and what that adds to the experience, I imagine, for your customers. I'm pretty impressed with that you have all this big toolbox available for folks. But I know Robin always emphasizes this, and I've seen it amongst the team members as well, that the Gwaltney Group is a team. You guys actually work together. What are there, 30 of you now?
I have kind of lost count, but it's somewhere around there. I would say about 25 agents, but then we do have our admin staff, which are very important team players, and so we count them as part of the team.
I bet.
For sure.
I bet. I bet you probably try to treat them extra special because
we do.
And that leads to a culture, doesn't it?
It does. We have, on the Gwaltney Group, the team culture is above and beyond, and I do think that it offers a different experience for clients with, rather than going with a solo agent, going with the team, because you have a team taking care of you. And so, for example, Robin's out of town right now. And so she has the world doesn't stop just because someone goes out of town. And so, different people are stepping up and stepping in, whether it's for a closing or an inspection, showing houses to clients, whatever it might be. You get all 30 of us backing you when you become a client and you start working with the Gwaltney Group. It's not just working with Robin or Michael or Krystal or anyone on the team. It really is you're working with everybody on the team, which makes for a really amazing experience, and it's unique. It's one of a kind here in Rochester.
And I gather from my discussions with Robin and everybody, you guys are really close knit.
We really are. We're kind of a big family. At my wedding alone, I had over 35, 40 people related to the Gwaltney Group, whether it was someone on the team or their significant other that they brought with. It made for quite a fun party.
More expensive.
More expensive, but more of a party. It was a great time. So we are all very close and tight-knit, and we really have each other's backs.
And that is just, well, I wish it was more commonplace today. How's that? That's nice to see it. And do you have any stories or examples, I guess, you could give us about this whole idea of the family, the culture, and the teamwork that you do as a Gwaltney Group?
Yes, of course. Something that actually happened the day that I came back to work. Right after the wedding? Right after the wedding. My now husband and I went away for a couple of days, and I came back because, again, work doesn't stop. So I had a closing scheduled for the Friday after my wedding. And what was great about this deal already is that the listing was one of Dustin's clients, and my clients had been looking for a home forever, it seemed like. I felt like we had probably gone into about 30 or 40 houses. And then Dustin, sent out a coming soon to all of the team, and we went and showed it early, made a great offer to his clients. So we were able to get into this house early just because, it was with the team. But fast forward to closing day. It was the day before closing, and my clients had driven by their new house, very eager. A lot of buyers do that. So they drove by and saw that there was still moving trucks there, and it looked like the garage was still very full. And I reached out to Dustin and I just said, hey, can you just check in with the sellers? We're supposed to be coming over at 7 p.m. for our final walkthrough. He gets a hold of them. Turns out, we had quite a bit of rain that week, so probably 5 days straight of rainy weather.
Oh, there was a few stretches like that, that's for sure.
Yeah. And that does impact people when they move. You can't really walk up a moving truck ramp, without slipping down it when it's that rainy. So it did kind of put these particular sellers behind. And so they had just asked if we could postpone our final walkthrough to the morning of the closing. So my buyers, they're supposed to be closing at 10 a.m. I get a call from Dustin at about 7:30 a.m. and he said he was on the way over. He had a frantic call from the sellers and he needed to get there right away. So he's on the way. He's calling me and said, I don't think this is going to happen. Like,
oh, goodness.
Yeah, right? And I'm kind of, a little groggy waking up. I'm not much of a morning person, to be honest. So I pop out of bed and I'm like, okay, let's see what we need to do here. So he calls me back when he gets there and he said, yeah, the house still has so much stuff inside of it. Like, the weather really, there's boxes everywhere. And
this is 3 hours or less before the walkthrough?
3 hours or less before the final signatures cover the closing. Right. So this is about 7:30 a.m. Walkthrough was supposed to be at 9, closing at 10. I call my buyers and just explain what's going on. And, of course, no one's happy being told that they can't do something at the time they were expecting to do it. But they were friends and, very understanding of the situation. So we still go over at 9 and realize, wow, there is still a lot to do. When I got there at 9 a.m., there were 4 members of the Gwaltney Group helping move these sellers into their moving trucks. And
wow.
It was incredible. And so I actually had showings that afternoon that had to take place. Well, we had to call the title office and move the closing to later that afternoon so that way there could be a few more hours worth of moving. I mean, it's a big fiasco.
Yes.
No one likes fiascos.
No stress at all here.
Yeah, no stress at all. First day back from my, after the wedding. And it was just so great because we changed the closing to a little bit later. More people from the Gwaltney team came over. So I think all in all, 6 members of the team.
Became movers.
Yeah, it was like Drew Atwood, Michael, Dustin was there, Lynette was there, Donovan was there. And I had to go show houses. I couldn't even physically be there to help. But what I did do, and this is one of the kickers and the greatest parts, I called a previous client of mine who lived a couple blocks away, and I said, hey, can you go pick up some pizzas for me and take them over to this house because these people are all over there working throughout the day? And my client was like, of course, no problem. And so she goes and picks up pizzas. I'm showing houses. Everyone's moving. And it really was just like a big teamwork. It really was just like a highlight of why we all
awesome.
work together as a team so well because, we were helping the sellers, which was helping my buyers, And
then you have a client step in, too.
And then we had the client step in, too. It was awesome. And meanwhile, Robin really didn't know any of this was going down. She was, I can't remember. She's busy. She was doing something. And so I call her and I let her know what was going on. And she was just like, are you kidding me? This is awesome.
Somebody get a TV crew over there.
It was like a movie that needed to go down. So at the end of the day, the sellers got moved out. My buyers were able to close on the house and start getting moved in. We only had a few hours delay, which I think is incredible because I think that if this would have been any other scenario, we wouldn't have been closing that day. We would have been postponing, until Monday or Tuesday of the following week.
I bet. I mean, this story for you guys, obviously, but for both the buyer and the seller, they'll be telling this story for a long time to come.
It was great. We did kind of use that and say, now make sure you give us a 5-star review on Zillow. They're like, oh, you guys have earned it on this one.
That's fantastic. The culture, the teamwork. The Gwaltney Group-RE results, right? That's what we're talking about.
Yep.
And we'll talk some more about some community involvement, some events coming up with the Gwaltney Group right after this on News Talk 1340, KROC-AM and 96.9 FM.
We'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney and Andy Brownell on Rochester Real Estate. This is News Talk 1340, KROC-AM and 96.9 FM. Welcome back to Rochester Real Estate with Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group-RE Results and Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk 1340 KROC-AM and 96.9 FM.
Welcome back. Andy Brownell here with Krystal Jorgenson from the Gwaltney Group-RE Results on a Saturday morning. And Krystal, the Gwaltney Group twice over the summer had some great events downtown.
We did, and thank you to everyone who came.
And I know Robin has got things going again for the Fall Festival, which is coming up in a week. I guess it's just 1 week away.
1 week away, October 5th.
Yeah. So what's going to be happening at the Fall Festival with the Gwaltney Group?
The Fall Festival will be in the Peace Plaza, I believe, on October 5th. The time is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and it is an all-ages event, so young and old.
Okay.
Bring your 8-day-old baby, or bring all the 80-year-olds come out and also hang out with us. So any ages, but the Fall Festival is put on by the same group, Rochester Downtown Alliance, that puts on the Thursdays downtown events and social ice. So same downtown style event, and there will just be a lot of family-friendly activities going on. I believe there's going to be music and a petting zoo and different things like that. And the Gwaltney Group is a sponsor of the event, and so we have a booth of our own, and we just have a few activities to do. I think we're going to be doing different games. We'll have bingo, and then we're going to do the photo booth again.
Oh,
because the photo
favorite, yeah.
We have some hilarious photos from the photo booth.
Because that's the one with the costumes, right?
Yes, we had the costumes, and we had it set up for the 2 downtown events for the Thursdays downtown, and so everyone seems to enjoy that because they get to dress up and put on wigs.
They loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, loosens everyone up, gets everybody laughing. And then one of the events that we'll have for any age, again, we're doing kindness rocks, and I don't know if you've seen those, but they're they're rocks. They're spray painted different colors.
Okay.
And then everybody will be able to decorate their own rocks and paint their own rocks. And so the story behind the kindness rocks is you will put them anywhere, and then they obviously draw attention since, there's a hot pink rock among regular colored rocks. And so you go over and you pick up the rock, and, maybe the rock says, "Remember to smile."
Okay.
Or, just
Sure.
just like a sweet and simple message, and just a way to help spread kindness and positivity throughout the community, and,
Some good stuff.
Yeah, some good stuff. So we will have that down at Fall Fest. We'll have some drawings for giveaways, and, Robin always likes to go a little crazy giving away prizes and all of that. Fun.
Make it worth your while to stop.
Yeah, make it worth your while. We're doing this for the community involvement and the community engagement, and that's something that we like to do, and then we also like to obviously invite all of our past, current, and future clients out to join us. And
I also, if my memory serves me right, if the weather doesn't cooperate on the 5th, they'll move it to the next day and do everything on Sunday instead. Yes. So if we don't have great weather on Saturday, October 5th, we will be moving the event to October 6th, which is a Sunday. And I believe it will still be at the same time from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. But Robin also has you guys doing something the same day, right? Next Saturday? Yes, the same day. Another organization that the Gwaltney Group and Robin Gwaltney are involved in is it's the Neuro Hospitality House. So it's very similar to the Ronald McDonald House or Gift of Life Transplant House or the Hope Lodge, only the Neuro Hospitality House takes in and houses patients who are in town for neurological care at the clinic. Mayo Clinic's big on that. One it is. One of the best, yeah. And we have that
event the same day, only later in the evening. It will be a very busy day, but that event is from 5:30 p.m. to 9 p.m., and I believe that event is $100 a ticket, and it is a fundraiser. Okay. It's a casino night theme, so fun. Yeah, it should be fun. There will be silent auctions and, all of the blackjack games and poker games.
Roulette.
Yes, roulette, all of the fun casino games. And again, that's a fundraiser. We have a table at that event, and we'll be bouncing from the Fall Fest earlier in the day from 10 to 2 over to the event center on the south side of town for the Neuro Hospitality House Casino Night.
So if somebody wanted to go to the Hospitality House event, I take it they'll probably have to get tickets through the
they can,
Neuro Hospitality House?
They can get tickets through the Neuro Hospitality House. I believe their website is nhhouse.net.
Okay.
Or you can get in touch with Robin Gwaltney or anyone on the Gwaltney team, as Robin sits on the board for the Neuro Hospitality House.
They'll get you connected.
We will get you connected. If you would like to join us, get in touch with us, because we would love to have you at either one of the events.
I could paint my kindness rock.
Yes.
And place it on the roulette table.
No, on red.
Okay, well, that brings us to the point of if somebody wants to contact you or another member of the Gwaltney Group about that, or buying and selling a home, most logically, or remodeling a home,
or remodeling,
whatever.
Any questions, design tips, anything.
How do they get a hold of the new Krystal Jorgenson?
Yes, you can contact me through my email, which is Krystal with a K at gwaltneygroup.com, or you can call me, text me, whichever is easiest for you, at 507-250-4800.
And go to the website, right?
Yes, you can go to the website, which is gwaltneygroup.com.
Easy to find.
Yeah, very easy.
Well,
We're easy to contact.
All right, Krystal, thanks again for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, good to see you. And, of course, you're listening to our Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results program. We'll be back next week. You can catch this episode and all of the episodes at KROCnews.com. Just click on the trending bar where it says Local Podcasts. I'm Andy Brownell for News Talk 1340, KROC-AM and 96.9 FM.